Most people walk into their 30s broke, not because they didn't work hard, but because they didn't work smart. In your 20s, you've got energy, time, and opportunity. But if you're not careful, those same things can trap you into habits that keep you stuck for years. These are 7 traps that seem harmless now, but they quietly drain your freedom, wealth, and peace of mind. So let's break them down. First is lifestyle inflation. Let's say you graduate, you get a decent job, and your paycheck finally feels real. You've earned it, right? So you move into a better apartment, you buy a house, upgrade your wardrobe, start eating out more, maybe even finance a car. But here's the trap. Your spending is growing just as fast as your income. You're actually not even building wealth. You're just living bigger. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck on, let's say, a 40k salary, 60k, or even 90k, it's not an income that's the problem. It's the inflation of your lifestyle. So what to do instead? You need to make sure that you set a lifestyle ceiling. Live like you earn less, even when you don't have to, because this makes sure that you're putting in place guardrails to actually stop yourself from getting things that you really don't need. Make sure that also every time you get a raise at work, you bank it. Automate your savings and investments before your money actually hits your bank account. And remind yourself, money doesn't feel extra forever. You adjust to it fast. If you don't control your money, your lifestyle will. And this is definitely something that I've had to make sure over the years that I've learned from. Because when I was younger, in my 20s, this is something that I didn't really pay attention to, and I wish that I had. Now that I'm older, I make sure that I do all of these things. The second is overvaluing appearances. There's a strange sort of pressure when you're in your 20s to look successful, even if you're drowning in debt behind the scenes. You can scroll social media, see people your age flying to places like Bali or going to Dubai, buying luxury cars or posting that they get £10 coffees every morning. So what do? You try and make sure that you can keep up with them. This trap is honestly everywhere. And it's dangerous because it feels normal. You justify spending money you don't have to impress people you barely even know. But here's what I learned the hard way. No one is really watching you. Even then, if they are, who cares? Ask yourself this. Are you buying this for your happiness or to make yourself look like you've made it? Will that item or whatever it is feel worth it in a week from now, a year, 5 years, even more? A practical tip that I always make sure that I stand by is putting things that you want into a list that are basically non-essential purchases. If you still want that, then consider it. Most of the time, you won't. Third is the I'll start later mindset. Now this one feels harmless. You think, I'll start saving when I make more. I'll start investing next year. I've got time. But that mindset is exactly why most people stay behind financially. So let's break it down. If you invest £100 a month from age 22 with just a 7% return, you'll have £240,000 by age 60. But if you wait until you're 32 to start, you will only have £113,000, even if you invest the same amount. That's over £120,000 lost just by waiting. That's the power of compound interest. It rewards with time, not perfection. And even if you're broke now, starting with £10 a week, it makes sure you build that habit. You're not just saving money, you're building momentum for your future. And momentum is everything. The fourth is chasing status instead of skills. So in school, you're taught normally to chase job titles, prestige, fancy things in business, if you're even taught it at all. But in the real world, the people who win financially are the ones who build skills, and skills that are really in demand. Your 20s are the perfect time to experiment, learn, and stack real value. Learn to negotiate, learn to write well, learn how business works. Learn how to sell, not just products, but your ideas, your perspective, your worth. These things don't just help you earn more. They give you leverage, the ability to walk away from toxic jobs, to freelance, to start something on your own. Skills pay you forever. Titles expire. So here's a few ideas. Take a free course every 3 months. Start a side project or portfolio. Even if no one pays you, get feedback. Improve, iterate. That is how you grow. The fifth is relying on credit instead of budgeting. Now, don't get me wrong, credit cards aren't evil, but relying on them as your safety net, that is a really big trap. When you swipe first and budget later, you're borrowing future peace of mind for present comfort. That bill always comes due with interest. Budgeting sounds boring, but it's just giving your money a job. It's the opposite of restriction, it's control. So try this. Every month before you get paid, write down your real expenses. Track what you actually spent, not what you meant to spend. Use tools like You Need a Budget or a simple spreadsheet. Awareness alone can save you hundreds. And once you break the cycle of using debt as a crutch, you finally start building real security. The sixth is avoiding investing because it seems too complicated. You hear the words diversification, capital gains, mutual funds, ETFs, and your brain switches off. It sounds like a foreign language to you. So instead of learning, you delay again and again. But here's the truth. You don't need to become someone like Warren Buffett to start investing. You just need to understand a few basics. Index funds, compound interest, time in the market. You can set up a portfolio with just 1, 2, 3 funds. It's completely up to you. And you can automate your deposits, then leave it alone. Don't chase stocks. Don't panic when the market dips. Start simple, stay consistent, and let it grow. The earlier you start, the less effort it takes. The later you start, the more you'll have to hustle to catch up. The seventh is not learning how to say no. Now, this trap is emotional, not financial, but it costs you just as much. In your 20s, you want to be liked, so you want to be there for everyone. So you say yes to trips, to dinners, to events you probably can't afford. But here's what happens. Your time, money, and energy get drained by everyone else's priorities. You end up broke, burnt out, and wondering where your goals went. Learn how to say no without guilt. No, I can't go this time. No, that doesn't fit my budget right now. No, I'm focused on something else. Your life is your responsibility, nobody else's. And this one, for me, is a big one because I was always struggling to say no previously. And if I'd done this more, I would have definitely have set myself up better for the future. You don't need to avoid every mistake, but if you avoid these traps, you give yourself a real chance. You create space, margin, options. You build a life with less stress and more choice. And that's the point of all this. Not just money for the sake of money, but freedom. The freedom to work how you want, live how you want, and spend time on what really matters. Start now, not perfectly, but intentionally. Your future self is already watching and hoping you will. If any of these traps resonate with you, then please leave a comment below. And if you could like the video and subscribe, that would mean a lot. I'll be bringing you more videos on topics just like this in the future. Catch you in the next one.